Hello everyone, and welcome to round 1 of Division 1 of Fortune Racing League, as today we are racing in Australia. After a thrilling race of Division 2 in the Netherlands, today we are driving with Division 1 in Australia. And let's look at the qualifying already. As we have run into a slight technical issue in the game in F1, Codemasters have definitely decided to completely mess up the whole what do you call it? Mess up the whole equal performance cars, which means that our drivers are as of right now competing in their team cars, but preserving or trying to preserve the liveries they are racing for, which means we will be seeing drivers today in special liveries for Australia race, of course in the same cars. And we also have a few reserve drivers from Division 2 racing today in Division 1 for more players, which means that today in reserve drivers for Division 1 are CoCVR Doctor for Alfa Romeo, Gibbo for Red Bull, Moon the Legend for Haas, and Crossfrog, who races for the Alpine team. As we watch Moon the Legend going through Sector 3 as of right now, into turn 12, the whole track has 14 corners and should be 2 DRS zones as of right now. Moon the Legend now passes the line in 1:19.5, and Remote subsequently does a 1:17.3, 2.2 seconds faster than Moon the Legend from Division number 2. Well, this is going to be an interesting fight to see. William Talbot now racing through for Aston Martin, it seems, with the livery. Let's watch the onboard of that passing turn 3 and 4. Oh, and there's Oarsman, he's out! Oh my lord, William Talbot is out of qualifying! And we caught it on camera! William Talbot is out of qualifying, and let's hope the driver is okay. The driver should be okay, hopefully. Sector 1 yellow flag, William is out of qualifying. And that's the end for Aston Martin driver, who will be starting 10th if Gibbo manages to set a time. Right now, Samuel putting in the fastest sector, number 1. I didn't see the time, sorry. As VR Doctor passed 1:18.3, Mike 1:18.3 as well, only 1,000 slower. And Crossrock with a 1:19.3 in 4th place. Let's watch Samuel Drake Lee, who is going through Sector 2 right now, and there's a yellow flag in Sector 2 as we see a car going slow, which is completely okay. Let's watch the McLaren driver, Samuel. And who will be passing the finish line with a 1:23.4, which puts him in 6th place currently. Probably must have been a botched lap. Oh, he was on an out lap or on a slow lap. Right now he's pushing. His ERS is 80%, which means he's going for one more run. Gibbo now putting in a time at 1:18.2, and we are seeing CoCVR Doctor pitting, and Brokael now going through the pass, through the straight line, from his out lap to his fast lap. As Mike PF is going for the pit lane, we watch Brokael yet again. Oh, and that's an invalidation there right through turn 1. So ERS off, and let's go again next time. 12 minutes left until the end of qualifying. Let's talk about the Australian track. 14 turns, first Grand Prix in 1996. Before that, we've had races in Adelaide for the Australian Grand Prix. This circuit is 5.278 kilometers long, and the race distance is going to be 103 kilometers for us. The lap record is held by Sergio Perez, 120.235. Our drivers seem to be smashing that in qualifying. We are talking about a race record. As Samuel Drake puts in a 117.8 for second place. Very good lap by the McLaren driver. Moon the Legend now still in pits. There is another driver, Vakendai Harakos, who's going for his fast lap right now. Behind him we have Brokale, who's going into the pits, and behind him we should be having Gibbo, who's going into the pits as well. So let's watch Wakandai Harakos, who's going for his first flying lap, and it's invalidated already. Not good for the Haas driver. Not good at all. Crossfrog, sorry, yes, Crossfrog. No. Yes, Crossfrog is now going on his outlap to try and set a faster time than his opponents right now. He's 2 seconds off pole, which is quite a lot of time. Definitely still faster than William Talbot, who has finished up P10 and will not be participating in qualifying 1 second longer. I need to check if everything is going good, if everything is working. Apparently, yes, it is. Let me send it here. And let's go. We're seeing Crossfrog trying to warm up his tires according to the temperature that they should be in, into the operating temperature, to be able to set the fastest lap on the first try. Of course, we'll see if he can manage to do that. Moon the Legend now on his flying lap, going through turn through the sorry, through the fast straight after turn 2, 3, 4 into 5 and 6. Ooh, and it was a slight slip, but Moon the Legend seems to be flying through there, 1/1000 slower than his original time. It seems that he's almost out of ERS. Let's see where Moon the Legend can put the car in qualifying, going into sector number 3. And he's on a flyer, definitely faster than he was before, or it seems so, but it seems that he's out of ERS. Would not be surprised to see him pit, and he does not pit. He goes for the finish straight. Ooh, and there was a slight slip again. I don't think that's going to be an improvement, actually. No, it is an improvement of 2.2 tenths. Sorry, 220 1,000, so 6th place for him, still, for Moon the Legend. Thank you, Samuel, for racing with us and for watching us as well at the same time. Crossfrog now crossing the line in 6th place, going above Moon the Legend again with a 119.0, and we will see many drivers now trying to cross the finish line. Mike has his lap invalidated, which means that he will be going into the pit lane as of right now. Co-CVR Doctor will be pushing, and is pushing, for his another fast lap. And it is. Is it going to be an improvement? It seems that it is going to be an improvement, and it is by 4 tenths, which puts him into P3, 117.9. Drivers behind him are still trying to cross the finish line, and as we see, it's going to be Vakandai Harkos, who's on his outlap currently. Alright, my bad. And Brokale, who is going for a time and puts it into 5th place with a 119.3 currently. Gibbo now, and Gibbo goes out on the grass and into the pits to cool his tires and go for another flying lap. As Crossroad now on his flying lap already will be crossing the finish straight line in a few corners, 13, 14, and he goes into the pits. And he must have had a moment because he is full of dirt. Wow. Remote now P11 17.3 on his outlap currently. He didn't look after his ERS it seems, and he will be having problems to finish the lap on a high if my ERS isn't... Ooh, and there was a slight slip. And let's see how Remo can go through the course of the Australian Grand Prix again. Mike has crashed out apparently. I'm so sorry I missed that. And Mike is out of qualifying. It seems that he crashed in the straight after turn 2. I completely missed that information. I'm very sorry about that. Mike out of qualifying, which means he will be starting 6th if no one else gets faster than him. Of course, not as slow as William Talbot, who didn't even put in the time. So sorry, I have to be like that to him. Yellow flag in... Ooh, and that's a spin for Samuel Drake Lee, who's now waiting for Kosi to pass him. Sorry, no, for Vakandai Harkos to pass him. But let's watch Remo absolutely flying 8 hundredths faster on his another lap than he was in his fastest lap, which would still keep him on pole. He's 5 tenths faster than everyone else currently. An onboard camera of going into the finish straight line. DRS wide open. And what time is it going to be? 117.03 tenths faster than... Oh, that's such a good lap from Remo, who still keeps his first place 8 tenths faster, almost 9 tenths faster than Samuel Drake Lee, who will be not going for his fast time because he is... Ooh, he's sliding all around place. Tires definitely have to be gone. How about... Oh, and he crashed in qualifying! Oh my lord, is he good? Is the car good? Hopefully. Vakandai Harkos also going into the pit lane. Let's watch Remo, who is on his... he's going for his... Is he going for another fast lap? It seems he is going for another fast lap, but it's probably just because to get fast into the pits. And he will try again to go for a quick one more lap, just to see if he can set it under 117. Ooh, and that's going to be very close for him. Alright. As we see Moon the Legend on his out lap currently. This is probably going to be Moon the Legend's last flying lap. Ooh. Of course, it's his out lap, so this one doesn't matter. Remote will be going into the pits as quick as he can to change the tires to a new soft compound, and he will be going for one more flyer. Moon the Legend on his out lap, and I will be watching it in silence for a few seconds as I need to have a drink. Oh my lord! And that's Moon the Legend out! No, he's not completely out, but what has happened there? He was going slowly into the last corner, and this man has absolutely made a mistake right there. Lost his front wing, and unless he can get that repaired and out on track in the next 20 seconds, that means the Moon Legend is out of qualifying for this session, which would mean that he will be starting from P9, as there is no one else who will be going slower than him for today's race. And it seems that Moon the Legend has completely stopped trying in this qualifying session and is out of qualifying for today. Oh, that's such a sad piece of information to know. Samuel Drake Lee now leading the pack into the final qualifying laps. Everyone on their out lap except Moon the Legend, Mike and William, who will be not going out anymore, as Mike and William have crashed in the middle of qualifying, and Moon the Legend has crashed in the end and will not have the time to go for another flying lap. Samuel definitely trying to keep the other drivers behind him. No, as we have Remote flying past him. And everyone is going to be on their last lap. I would love to see the time that we have left until the end of qualifying. I don't think I will be able to see that right now, but and it's 45 seconds until the end of qualifying, which means that Brookale only has 45 seconds, 40 seconds now, to get to the end of the course to start his flying lap. But let's watch Remote, who will be absolutely flying through there as Moon the Legend went out on track for his out lap completely pointlessly. But hey, a man has to try, definitely. A man has to try. If you don't try, you will always fail. If you try at least once, there's at least one time where you will succeed. Moon the Legend, it is not going to be this time. I'm very sorry to hear that, my friend. But you are out of qualifying, and that will be P9 on the starting grid. Everyone else made it to the finish line. Brookale with 5 seconds to spare, which is, well, still pretty comfortable, to be honest. Let's watch Remote and his onboard camera, and flying through Sector 2, and it's going to be fastest by 9 100ths, by almost a tenth faster. If he keeps this pace up, it would mean that he would put a 116.9, and that would be an absolute flyer, and it would mean he'd be starting from the pole position unless anyone behind him can do something different, as Moon the Legend is out of qualifying now, and he is definitely blocking someone in there. Poor Bakadai Harkos, his own teammate, and Remote will now be passing the finish line, and it's going to be a 116.8, almost 2 tenths faster than his original time. Samuel Drake now going into the finish line. Oh, and he spins! And that means he's not going to be improving on his time. Behind him we have Gibbo, who will be trying to improve on his time. Will he improve though? Is there any way he can improve? And yes, he does by 3 tenths. Puts him into second position, 117.8. Samuel Drake now passes the finish line in third position, stays there. Moon Legend stays as well. Bakandai Harkos pits now. Crossfrog 8th, Brookale 5th, and Kose VR Doctor. And oh, that's an invalidation for him. And we see Remote of Mercedes in P1 of this absolutely amazing qualifying session. This has been quite the qualifying session, ladies and gentlemen. This has been amazing. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And we will be right with you for the race as we go for a slight break after the grid has been announced. So stay with us a few more seconds, and afterwards we'll have a slight break to regenerate our voice and be able to give you the best enjoyment possible. Remo P1, Gibbo P2, Samuel Drake Lee P3, Co-CBR Doctor P4, Brookale P5, Mike P6, Vakandai Harkos P7, Crossfrog P8, Moon the Legend P9, and William Talbot, the only person without a time, in P10. Gibbo, second place, 1 second and 44 1,000 slower than Remote in P1. If this is not a settled race as Red Bull, then what is? Ladies and gentlemen, just a few seconds, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the wet race in Australia, and oh my lord, has that been a qualifying session of the season. Of course, we've only had 2 races so far, 3 if you count Division 2, but still, hasn't this been awesome? Every single time we have had a qualifying session here, it has been great to have in this league. Right now we are preparing the grid for you, so as we wait for our graphics team to give us the graphic that we've been given to show you all after today's qualifying session, and here we go. So everyone, this is going to be your starting grid for today. Oh my lord, we don't have the time to see. Oh, okay, we do have the time to show you as we have Formation Lab. So Remote in P1 in the Mercedes car, Gibbo P2 Red Bull, Samuel P3 McLaren, P4 Costa in Alfa Romeo, Brockale P5 and the Ferrari. Oh wait, oh lord, it's a race! What? No, it's not. Good. Oof. Alright, good. I was just, oof. Oh my lord. I'm so sorry. Mike P6 in the Alpine car, Bakandai Harkos P7 in Haas, CFJ in Alpine P8, Munir in P9, Moon Legend, and William Talbot will be racing, starting the race from P10 in the Aston Martin car. And now, let's get back to the race as we, ladies and gentlemen, predict the strategies. We have full wets, and it seems it's going to be wet for the whole duration of the race, so you either will go for 1 stop or 2 stops with a stop in 14th lap, or in 10th and then 20th. We'll see how that will be going as we currently watch Remote, who is on his on his formation lap, trying to get everything ready for the race. Remote will definitely be doing something spectacular from the start, from P1 on the grid. We'll see if there's not going to be any problems with the car or any problems with any technicalities whatsoever, as we see him setting up something on the steering wheel. William Talbot in the back of all of them. He will definitely not be pushing or helping Remote here. He will be trying to have Remote's tires as cold as possible, which will be achieved by him going to the finish line, to the grid, as slow as possible, of course. So lap 9, lap 19 for pitting, or lap 14 for a 1 stop. Tires are wet or inters, definitely wet for the time being. We'll see how wet it goes, and if we are, or if we will be able to see a inters, or maybe even a dry race. So far, doesn't seem like it, as we will see the starting grid from the back apparently, because we are not going to be given the camera of front. As we see Remote P1, 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and they are out, and the race is go, go, go! Remote now P1, keeping the place apparently, as Crossfrog gets, overtakes Vakadai Harkos. Everyone very, very careful on the start of the race. Mike passes Brockale as Samuel. Oh my lord, and this VR Doctor, who is out! And no, he's not out, but he's out in the wall, and his front wing is out, which means he's P10 on lap 1, and will have to pit for a new wing. Oh my lord, it's going to put him in such a disadvantage. Yellow flag, and is that a safety car? It's probably just a virtual safety car as of right now. Yes, it seems that it is just a virtual safety car. A safety car is not on the track currently. Mike already made up 2 places, which must have been a spectacular start for him, as everyone else behind co-CVR Doctor has made up at least 1 place, except Brockale, Samuel, Gibbo, and Remote. Virtual safety car is out. We'll see the drivers getting back to racing in just a few seconds. As we've had a very chaotic start of the race, with Co-Siver being 10th currently from 4th place and without a front wing. Virtual safety car is still on. Oh, I would not want to be a driver in this. Oh my lord! Remote had a slight moment right there on the curb. That's very good that nothing happened there. Thankfully. And the race is go. We have green flags yet again. Remote now passing into the straight line on the finish straight. And let's continue racing with lap 2. And Kostiver had to pit for a new wing, which is not going to be a very good start for him, as Remote gets on the accelerator pedal smoothly, and William Talbot is fighting with Moon the Legend currently, as we have them fight it out with Brokail as well, now side by side with Samuel Drake Lee into turn 4. There must have been a slight contact there, and Vakandai Harkos already receiving a 3-second penalty for track limits. That's not good. Not good one bit, but as he overtakes Mike right, and Mike is out as well with Samuel Drake. They both have spun out on the straight line. So Mike and Samuel and William Talbot as well. So that's 4 drivers already spinning out and crashing in the first 2 laps of the race. What is happening with Australia and the wet weather? Apparently, our drivers have a slight problem, but we have to give it to them. This is quite rain they are having right now. Oh my lord. This has been unexpected. We're going to have 2 battling fields then, apparently. If Kosover will be able to find the time in his car to fight with William, Samuel and Mike for P7, as William Talbot now passes Samuel Drake into turn number 11 and 12, to 13, and into turn 14. And he goes into the pits. Must have some damage of some kind, as Samuel goes right behind him. Now, we have Wakandai Harkos with a 3-second penalty, which would right now put him into P6 as it stands. No. Yes, P6 currently. As we have Kosover, who didn't have to pit, now in P7, but 25 seconds behind Moon the Legend. That's not a good start to the race. Plenty of time still, 27 more laps with this one, which will give you plenty of time to catch up to the rest of the grid, as we will see the rain definitely getting a bit less, and maybe switching even to inters, and if time allows, maybe a switch to dries as well. We will see about that. Remote comfortably leading the race by 2 seconds right now. The 2 seconds aren't as visible as if they would be on the dry track. As you can see, Brokail is not even a second slower than Gibbo, and it seems that he's right on his tail. Moon the Legend will be trying to fight with Crossrock. No DRS, which means that the drivers have to rely solely on how they can race, how they can drive properly. As we have William now in P10, and we have a slight fight here, if I'm not wrong, with Wakandai Harkos and Crossrock trying to fight it out into turn 1 as Moon the Legend. Oh, and they crash! Oh, they touched wheels. Hopefully there's no damage on either car. Both drivers misjudged slightly the braking point into turn 1 and then the apex of it. Crossrock still trying to fight for the position back for his P5, which he should be in. Samuel Drake, P9, after a great qualifying session where he started 3rd. Lost 6 positions in 2 laps. Wakandai Harkos left with another penalty, now 6 seconds, which would put him still in P6 because Kosi VR Doctor is too far away from everyone else. We have everyone except Mike on wet tires. Mike on inters, I don't think that was a good idea in this rain. We'll probably see him making 1 or 2 positions if there is going to be a pit stop in this weather, but definitely not more positions than 1. But I think it's not going to be even that, as he is still much slower than everyone else on these tires. Losing 10 by 10 every single corner, every single meter to Kosovo Doctor, and full 10s already in 5 corners. I don't think that's the way to go in these conditions. Crossrock, P6, almost a second off Moon the Legend. No DRS on, still 7/10 now. Straight line speed of Crossrock is very good. The team must have made a very good call to set the car up for the dry. Samuel Drake now 2/10 behind Mike F1, who is still losing time. 10/10 to Kosover, but now Samuel will be setting his exit out in the last turn and will definitely try to be going for... Oh, and he almost spins out. That was a good save, Samuel. Very good job. Now, oh, and he spins out again on the curb. That makes him lose almost a second of his time, as Mike has lost another 4/10 to Kosover. But then again, Kosover is losing time to Crossrock as well. No, he's gaining, actually. He is gaining, so... maybe it's not even tires. It might be a combination of tires and driver. As Brokale in P3, only 4/10 behind Gibbo. Ooh, slightly on the curb there. Will be trying to set up his exit out of turn 14, as well as Samuel did. Hopefully not going to spin on the curb. Smooth on the accelerator. ERS on. Only 25%, 35% left of charge. And we will not be seeing an overtake here. Samuel Drake will be trying to make a move here. No, he's not very good, because that would be very risky to put it in there. And we will be seeing an overtake here, it seems, on Mike, on the Alpine car from the McLaren. Mike is being psychologically driven, and Samuel has made a position out of that move. That was a very good psychological game from Samuel, from the McLaren driver, on Mike, who has misjudged his braking point and is now P9. All of our drivers are currently in the points, which of course is good for them. William now behind Mike, will be probably making an overtake here on the start finish straight. Mike made a gamble which did not work out well. Oh, has been pushed out on the grass slightly, but William holds his position and goes into P9 without any huge effort. As Mike, not even with slipstream and ERS, ooh, and he tries to go for the move. He does, but he's deep, he's very deep, and he moves William out of his position, and they have slight contact between each other. I don't think William is going to be very happy about this. We'll see his team maybe making a complaint after the race is done to the race directors and to the stewards. We'll see how that goes. Now Brokale will be trying to make a move onto Gibbo on P2. No, he's not even ERS on. He's playing with his foot apparently. As we go into lap 7. Behind them we have Moon the Legend, Makandai and Crossrock, all separated by almost 2 seconds. William now will be going for the overtake. Oh, and that's Mike almost spinning out on the curb, which means that William is taking that position comfortably, unless Mike decides to completely stick it in there, and he does! What is that racing from Mike? That's... I don't think that's very good for William. They're both losing time for zero purpose because Mike is on the wrong tires. There's definitely going to be complaints from Williams' team onto Mike's driving and attacking, because that is not correct whatsoever. We will see William now going for ERS as well. He will be making a move onto Mike in the same fashion, I recall. No, he's not. He's waiting. He's being more patient than Mike is. And we'll see how that goes. Brokale now 5/10 behind Gibbo. If he sets up every single exit properly, he'll be able to overtake Gibbo on the start finish straight. Gibbo is losing 4.7 seconds to Remo, 4.89, 4.9, and it's going to be 5 seconds before the end of this lap, is my personal opinion. It seems Remo has set the car perfectly for a wet race. 4.9, still 4.9. Will we see a 5-0 there? And yes, we do. Remo has officially, after 8 laps, made a 5-second lead onto P2. Brokale not... Oh my lord, and that's Mike out of the race! And that's what we thought. It was not going to be good. Virtual safety car is now out. Mike has been too aggressive in his race, and it means that he's out of the race. with 9 drivers continuing now. And it's a full-on safety car on the track. Full-on safety car. Will we see anyone pitting for a fresh set of tires? I presume William might be wanting to be pitting for a new set of tires. Maybe Remote will have to try that as well. But the rain seems to be stopping now. Will we see the drivers? No, it's not. It only seems that in my view. But will we see the drivers put on inters in anytime soon? Kept missing my braking point. I broke 15 minutes earlier than normal and it was still too late. Yes, that's probably what happened. Mike is out of the race and it has brought on a full safety car, which means we will see racing at the end of lap 10. William has pitted for new tires as he should have. He's going to be out on the grid and fresh tires behind everyone else, but they will be bunched up, which means that he will have the time and the ability to make for P more. Gibbo and Brokael has made the move onto Gibbo in the pits. Never ever have I seen that happen in the game. Brokael has made a move on Gibbo in the pits and Gibbo is not happy with that. But that's racing. That's what happens when you go and do the wrong thing, which turned out very good for Brokael, as Crossfrog now is in pits in P5. Oh, and they are side by side with Moon the Legend, who is faster in the pits. Currently P6 for Crossfrog, fresh tires. Remote has went onto the inter tire, and I don't think that was a good call yet. The track is still very, very wet and the rain is still very much on. We'll see if the rain maybe eases on after the safety car is done, but if not, then Remote is in a lot of trouble. Brokael and Gibbo keep switching positions there and there. Now, before we watch more racing, let's see how qualifying has started. We've seen Remo P1, who has stayed there, Gibbo P2, who has stayed there, Samuel P3, who is now P8, Costa, who is now P7, Brokael, who is now P3, was P5, Mike is now out of the race, was P6, Vakande Harkos was P7, now is P4, CFJ Crossfrog was P8, now is P6. Moon the Legend was P9, now is P5. And William, who was P10, is now P9. Wow, wow, wow. The race has, well, the race leader and the grid has changed so much throughout the race. We'll see how that goes as Brokael goes into the pits again. Is he going to pit for the inter tire? It seems that the crew is running out and they have on their hands fresh wet tires. And a new front wing. Okay, that's what I was missing. Brokael now P7. Wow. Well, I'm not very confident in Remo's decision to go for the inter tire. He must have some kind of info to make that move into P1. A lot of confidence as well. Everyone now on a fresh set of tires. Brokael with the most fresh one. 0 laps put in, and we should be seeing the safety car in this lap if everything goes as it should. and more racing in just a few seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are enjoying this race today, make sure to hit that subscribe button and wait for more racing to come in the near future. The next race is going to be on Saturday, and let's see how that goes. Gibbo now, they switch position with Vakandai, switch them back again. We have no info on the safety car yet, but the field seems to be bunched up. There's Samuel and William still catching up, and it seems that the safety car will be out for one more lap. Apparently, yes. Safety car is in this lap. Never mind. So we will see racing in just a few seconds now, as Remote now leading the pack, and everyone misjudged their braking point, as Crossfrog gets a 5-second penalty for collision under the safety car, with Moon the Legend not very happy, has to be. Remote still waiting to start racing. Brokale, 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag, and Remote will be starting now. And that was a great start from Remote, who has played with his opponents and gave them 10 seconds worth of penalties in total. Wow, Brokale now going into P6, and he's contacting with Kosiver, who's now in P6, Samuel Drake P7, and Samuel Drake, Kosiver now has a bit of contact again, and as well as Vakandai Harkos, there's many people making contact with each other. Moon Legend will be... Oh, and he's hit his teammate! How did he manage to do that? He's trying to go for a move here. Why is he pushing him like that? What is happening with Moon and Wakandai, as Moon the Legend tries to go for the pass, but Wakandai doesn't let him make the pass. They almost touch again. Moon the Legend is all over the place in here. That's some dangerous driving from this driver, sticking to the racing line as much as he can. Remote setting the fastest lap on the Intertire. So Remote, not only is he fast, he is crazy fast, because everyone else is on wet tire and they are 2 seconds slower than Remote, who is on Intertires. Brokale gets another penalty, now 8 seconds in total, which puts him into P9. Even if he was P1, with Remote's time, he would still be P9 with these penalties in this current lap. Let's hope there's not going to be any more incidents right now. Best lap other than Remote's is a 1:33.267, and it's from Gibbo, which is a very good lap, of course. And Brokale is out of the session! Brokale has crashed out on track, and that brings out another safety car! Oh my god, what has happened here? Brokale misjudged the corner and crashed into the wall. Oh my god. What is happening here? What is happening? Remote staying out with 3 laps, old Inter tires. Will we see him pit for another set of Inters? As we see Moon the Legend, Vakandai and Crossfrog and William and Samuel and Kosiver, everyone else except Gibbo, now going into the pits. William Talbot gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Poor man. What a poor man. Everyone else is on inters except Gibbo, who stayed out on the wet tire, which means that Gibbo will be going into the pits as well, and he's hoping to keep P2 after the end of this lap and after he pits. Gibbo definitely did not make the right call here, as we have Kosover retiring from the session in P8, so we only have 7 drivers left in this session. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So far, this race has had completely everything. And that's 3 drivers after the race at the current moment. 7 left competing, as Gibbo stayed out as the only one on track in P2. And Gibbo stays out again, doesn't pit for the inter tire. He definitely has more than enough confidence in the wet tire. Wow. Samuel Drake League has a drive-through penalty for falling too far back. Not what the driver will want to be seeing. A safety car is in this lap as well. Samuel will be trying to make as much time as possible in the next 3 laps, where he has to take the drive-through penalty. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This race is full of surprises. Full of them. And we see the drivers bunching up into the last turn. Where will Remo be starting the race? And he is off the line with a good start again. Moon the Legend very close to his teammate, only 2 tenths behind. Will he be putting... No, he will not be trying to put the car in front of his... And he makes contact with him, with Vakandai, which is not what he has definitely deserved. William now makes time onto Moon the Legend, and he will be trying to make it squeeze past Vakandai, and he makes it stick there. He's currently P3, but that doesn't matter. He has a 5-second penalty, which puts him into P7 P6 after Samuel Drake Lee's penalty. Moon the Legend gets a 3-second penalty as well. So no, William is now P5. Crossrock now falling off, losing the place to Samuel. His speed is not great on the straight line apparently. Remote still leading the race comfortably, almost 1.5 seconds per lap is what he has made as of right now. One lap, 1.5 seconds. That is absolutely amazing performance by Remo, by the Mercedes driver. Crossfront making up time on Samuel, who will be going into the pits for his drive-through penalty. Crossrock makes up an easy position, P6 right now. As it stands, Crossrock is P3. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. And William Talbot gets another 3-second penalty for crossing the track limits one too many times, which puts him now into P6, right in front of Samuel Drake, who's only 5 seconds faster. 5 seconds behind William right now. If Samuel makes up at least 5 seconds in this race, we will be seeing him in P6. William trying to make it stick next to Gibbo, and he does, which means that William is currently P2. Gibbo has made the mistake of staying out on the wet tires. The battle is on, and Gibbo is not going to be fighting anymore as Crossroad gets another 3-second penalty, which leaves him out of the podium places. That's such a sad thing to see. Crossroad could have had P3 easily with all of these penalties given to other drivers, as Samuel Drake is not keeping up with the whole pack. He's P7, lost 2 seconds. Gibbo now pitting for Inters, most definitely. William Talbot, fastest lap of the race, 1:31.6 currently. Remo almost 2 seconds faster than William, and everyone behind Remo has a time second penalty, which means that if he keeps this up, he will easily be finishing P1 without any sweat whatsoever. 13 more laps of racing on the wet Australian track in Melbourne, but this has been some phenomenal racing with only a few drivers, which is a great shame to only see 7 drivers fighting it out currently, when it could have been and should have been much, much, much more than what it is right now. Crossrock still sticking with P4 and P3 very closely, only 1 second behind them. But he has a 3-second penalty as well. As this currently stands, let me give myself a better gap with this. It will remain fairly unchanged. No. They will switch positions. 2, 3, and 4, 5 will be switching positions as it stands right now. Gibbo P7, Samuel P6, and Remo still in the lead. Starting to lose time to William, who has been given a second breath with his fresh tires. Currently making up time on Remote second or 10th by 10th. 1 second slower currently than Remote. This is good racing from William. Keeping it on the line, safe, clean, not dirty. No track limits there anymore, right, William? Everyone, do not forget to vote for your driver of... Oh, my lord, no. Oopsie, daisy. Don't forget to vote for your driver of the day in this race in the comments. Who do you think deserves it? So far, we still have 10 more laps of racing left. Gibbo now putting in the fastest lap with 1:30.9. We still have 10 laps or 11 laps of racing more, which should take us about 12 minutes of racing currently. And after that, we'll be having the podium ceremony. At this point, if William keeps up the pace he has, he might be able to push for podium even. And no, as it stands, William is P3 currently. He's now pushing Remo to the absolute maximum. Remo gives him almost no space as they go side by side. Remo is now off the track, which is all by his fault. He's had more than enough space by William Talbot given. Now P2 is Remo, but still P1 because William has an 8-second penalty. And unless he can make 8 seconds of gap between these two drivers in 10 laps, we will see Remote still winning this race. So Remote will probably be taking a toe here from William in the last laps, unless William makes some, some weird move. But currently, William has had a massive comeback with 9 places made up. He started 10th after DNFing in the qualifying session, not even putting in the fastest lap. He didn't even race on this track before. And here he is leading the Grand Prix by almost a second. Of course, he does have an 8-second penalty, but he is already 1 second in the lead. Oh my lord, and that's what I was talking about! No, William, you have absolutely botched it! William has crashed out on a straight line, loses his front wing, and it's a safety car again! Third safety car of the race, and we will see William having to pit for a new wing. Oh my lord. This is so sad. I was just saying 2 corners ago, William, don't do anything stupid. And there he goes 2 corners later, on a straight line, he sends it into a wall. Oh my, William has to go into the pits now for a new front wing, new tires as well. And we will see him continue the race from P7, most definitely. He will also be serving one of his penalties, probably 5 seconds off his time, which means he will be starting P7 with fresh tires and only a 3-second penalty. Not good for him though, because Crossrock, Vakandai Harkos, and Moon the Legend will be out of their penalties if they go all for pits. 5-second waiting time for William Talbot's crew, and here we go, starting work on the car. New inters, new front wing on, and let's go racing again. There we go, William now P5 with a 3-second penalty, fresh tires and a new front wing. He will have 7 laps of racing left when this safety car ends, which means we will still might see him fight for the win here. He has shown incredible pace on the inter tire, and let's see if he can continue that with a fresh front wing and with a fresh set of tires. Anyway, if you want to vote for the driver of the day, I say William might be one of your favorites to pick. Remo now again leading the pack in the third safety car of the race. 3 safety cars, 3 times Remo has been in the lead of this pack in this race. Every single safety car has been his restart, and we'll see if he can keep this up and continue this momentum in this race. The pace he has shown is absolutely incredible. William now already caught up to the pack. Everyone is. Safety car will be or should be out for one more lap. I don't see the point though. There is no debris left on the track. I could see safety car in this lap. It would be a good call from the race director to do so. William will have to step up his game, and there's not many seconds to be made, but too many positions to be made, and with only a 3-second penalty, we might see him fighting for P1, as I said before. We'll see. Moon the Legend also has a chance at trying to go for the win here with a 3-second penalty. And Fresh Inters, Wakandai Haruko 6-second penalty. Fresh Inters, Crossfrog 3 seconds penalty. Fresh Inters, William Talbot 3 seconds penalty. Fresh Inters, Samuel Drake and Gibbo no penalty, and Fresh Inters, as well as Remo, who has managed to pit for Fresh Inters. If that is the case, we might be seeing a battle between the top 7 for P1, but Remo, Gibbo and William have been on different pace than other drivers this race. Lap 22, after this lap is done, we should be seeing more racing for another 7 laps. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 and 29. 7 laps of racing, which means it's going to be about 40 kilometers more racing. 36.4, 36.6 kilometers of racing. Safety car is in this lap, as we have predicted. Remo will be leading the pack yet again through the finish line. He will be playing with their minds, and Remo's starts are probably the best we've seen in this league yet. He manages to play with his opponents so well, manages to give them such a hard time to think about when he's going to start. With this break-in, with these points where he breaks, Remo has it all under control, it seems. 7 laps. 7 more laps, and he will be bringing home a victory for the Mercedes AMG team in Australia, Melbourne. Turn 13, going into turn 14. We will be seeing him go on the gas early tonight. Moon the Legend still sticks behind him, but manages to lose a bit of time there, as we see Gibbo moving up already 1 position on Samuel Drake, who has had an awful start, losing 2 seconds of time to Gibbo now. Moon the Legend keeping up on Remo's tail. Will he be trying to go for any pushes? Crossrock now passes Vakande Harkos, who still tries to defend. Moon the Legend only 4 tenths behind Remo. Doesn't matter. 3-second penalty is against him, which means he would have to make another 3 seconds on top of the time he has to make to overtake Remo to be in P1 to stay there. Currently doesn't seem it will be working that way. William 1/10 behind Wakande Harkos. This is his 3rd corner of this race, and he will be making a move through the DRS zone with ERS on. Oh, and that's Wakande Harkos, who is spun around and breaks his ring again. Let's not, hopefully we'll not see a safety car this time. Please no safety car. The Kandai Harkos, another 3-second penalty for crossing the track limit, losing his front wing, and 9 seconds penalty, which means he will be having 4 seconds of penalty after the pits with a new front wing. His pit will be long, and there's too few laps to try and compete for better than P7, as Samuel gets a 3-second penalty in P6 currently. So Gibbo is the only one without a penalty. Remo now fastest lap with 129.5, getting faster each lap. William Talbot now P4 with Gibbo right behind him. He will have to be pushing, and he has a very good exit out of turn 2 onto Crossfrog. We will be seeing a move here into turn 3, and they touched slightly, ever so slight. There was a bit of contact, but Gibbo uses this, tries to have a slight peek into P3 even, doesn't manage to keep it stick. William now regretting his move onto Crossfrog. Hopefully there's no damage to the floor or to the side pods of the car. William will be trying to make an overtake here, and he will be making that easily. He has enough straight line speed to do it. 8th gear. Oh my lord, Crossfrog, where has that speed come from? William now makes the move onto Crossfrog, and it's 3 wide almost into turn 11. Does he make it stick? Oh, William tries to make it stick as much as he can, but Crossfrog is giving him a hard time as Gibbo is watching it all from behind. And will there be a 3-way on the finish straight line? Oh, William Talbot spins out, and he crashes his front wing again. William Talbot, what have you done? That's an end plate lost on the right side of your front wing. Lap 25, and you will have to be pitting again apparently. Moon the Legend now P2, Crossfrog P3, Gibbo watching it all from behind in P4. Oh, with this time, Gibbo will be P3 on the podium. If he makes it up even faster, he might be finishing P2 with Moon the Legend having a 3-second penalty. This is a sad day for William. He has been competing for the victory 2 times, crashed out once, and for the second time he has crashed out and lost an end plate on his front wing. What a shame. What a shame for the British Aston Martin driver. What a shame. Gibbo flying through there, making a second almost per not even lap. This is much faster than Crossfrog is. If he keeps this pace up, he will be faster than Crossfrog on the start finish straight already. 7 tenths only behind Crossfrog. Easy does it. We go very much floor, pedal to the metal, pedal to the floor. Absolute 100%, giving it his all. And this time Gibbo will be making P3 on track. 3 laps of racing left. 4 laps of racing left. 26, 27, 28, 29. Gibbo is very fast through the corners, but Crossfrog has his straight line speed set very, very good. The car is working perfectly. Gibbo having a great exit from turn 2, and he will be sending it outside into turn 3. He makes it stick behind Crossfrog though. Crossfrog giving him absolutely zero space. Gibbo has to back out from this fight into turn 4. Turn 5 and 6 concurrently. Gibbo still trying to fight for his position into P3. 110 behind Crossfrog, losing time on Moon the Legend, which isn't very well for both of these drivers. Crossfrog doesn't have to be fighting for this position as he has already lost it. 3 seconds penalty makes him P4 without any problem from Gibbo. He's not even trying to make an overtake here. Yes, he will be trying to make it here into turn 11. Outside. He's trying to make Crossfrog brake late, and he does it very well. Makes the overtake done in turn 11 after some mind games on Crossfrog, who is now P4. Still trying to make try to find a slight hole to breach from Gibbo, but there's no way he's doing that, and that means that Gibbo is now P3 on track to make up time on the go. He has 5 seconds left to make up. Samuel now fastest lap of the race, 1:29.035, but there's too much gap. There's 35 seconds to Remo, 36 actually. Vakandai Harkos has 44 seconds onto Remo. And if I remember correctly, Vakandai Harkos has pitted for a new front wing, which made him lose a lot of time. Laps, 1.5 lap actually, sorry, which is not very very desirable from his positions. 2 more tenths made up here and there, but 5 seconds is pretty much unreal unless Moon the Legend makes an honest mistake that he didn't mean to make in this race. We have some frames dropped over the next few seconds. Anyway, we are seeing the drivers fight it out. There's too many seconds between each driver, and if this goes, we will be seeing them finish as they are right now. And we are now in the last lap of racing today's Australian Grand Prix. Remo comfortably in the lead, 8 seconds in front of Moon the Legend, who is 7 seconds in front of Gibbo, which means that there's only 3 corners left until the end of this session, and Crossroad gets another 3-second penalty, which doesn't really mean anything to him right now. Hopefully. As we will see Remote going through the finish line in P1 without breaking a single sweat. No issues whatsoever with the car. P1. Moon the Legend will be finishing the race in P2. Right behind him, Gibbo. Right behind Moon the Legend, 16 seconds slower than Remo, with Crossfrog behind these drivers in P4, finishing P4 on track, even with penalties. P5 goes to William Talbot, who has a 3-second penalty, but so does Samuel Lee Drake, who is right behind him. And unless Samuel Drake can make up time, no he can't, it means that Samuel P5, William P5, Samuel P6, and Vakandai Harkos, who will be finishing P7 in this race, in the Haas car. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Australian Grand Prix race of Division 1. Driver today is William Talbot. And this has been your podium for... It's a woman. Remote is a woman. This has been your podium for today's race. Division 1, Australia, round 1. So let's make the grid again. V-Mode, Mercedes, P1, Moon Legend Haas, P2, Gibbo, Red Bull, P3, Crossfrog, Alpine, P4, William Talbot, Aston Martin, P5, also driver of the day, Samuel Drake, Lee, P6, McLaren, Vakandai Horicos, P7, Haas, Co-Siever, Dr. 47, P8, Alfa Romeo, P9 goes to Brockel and Ferrari, and P10 goes to Maik in, and I'm very sorry, I can't remember what team this is for. I think it's Alpine. And starting with P3, we will be talking to Gibbo. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting for Gibbo to get into the media pen, and for William Talbot, who is driver of the day, also waiting for him to get into the media pen for his interview. Now, we have Gibbo here and here. And here with me today, I have Gibbo, who has been racing for Red Bull, finishing P3 in the race. Gibbo, hello. Give us your thoughts on today's race and how was the car? It seemed like everyone worked very well for you. Give us info about this. Gibbo has been... Gibbo, can you hear us? Hello? Gibbo apparently cannot hear us. Alright, we will be going into the race here. I will be... hello everyone, I'm sorry to be joining here. Gibbo, can you hear me here?
Yeah.
Lovely. Gibbo, thank you for coming into the media pen. How was the race for you? Was it good? Did you enjoy today's race? It seemed like everything went well in your way. Walk us through it.
Yeah, it went well, apart from obviously I should have pitted for Inters on that second safety car.
Yes, that's true.
That were a bit of a brain fade from me there. Obviously remote were just in a world of his own, wasn't he? Out front.
That's true.
I
That's
really
true.
do not know where you're finding grip from coming out of corners. Mad.
That's true. I've seen that you have stayed out on the wets. Has that been a decision of yours or your team's?
Yeah, well, I was listening to weather report saying that we're going to stay heavy rain for the next 20 minutes, and
okay.
he didn't seem quite as quick in them couple of laps we did between the first two safety cars, so I was thinking maybe wet still is a tyre, but so everyone pitted behind me onto Inters, and I'm like, yeah, maybe not.
Wow, okay. If I remember correctly, this is your first podium of this season, right?
Well, yeah, I'm a lowly Division 2.
Oh, you're Division 2 as well, so you're reserve driver from Division 2, and you have scored a podium in Division 1. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, sound. I only downloaded game like a week and a half ago. So.
Oh wow! All right, well that's a good job.
I've been a previous F1 player, but I haven't had this game.
Okay.
For more than a couple of weeks. So.
Well, thank you very much, Gibbo. I hope to talk to you as much as possible in the next races to come. Thank you for being here with us, and well, yeah, good luck in next races.
Cheers, mate. No issues.
All right, next up we have William Talbot with us as well, who has been declared driver of the day after being in P1, crashing out multiple times. William, are you here with us?
Yes.
Hi, William. Walk us through it. How was the race? What happened? What happened there? And there, every single incident you have spun out multiple times.
I don't know what happened to remote when remote like remote just had less pace
Mhm.
on before I caused that safety car.
Mhm.
I was just quicker than him somehow.
Uh-huh. Don't know how. Do you think it was a setup or?
Probably tyres being old.
Mm-hmm.
He pitted on the first safety car for him, which was a bold move, but it was actually a good idea.
It was a good idea. It turned out to be a great idea. You were actually leading this race in many laps, and then that spin on the straight happened. What happened there?
Wasn't the first time it happened in the race.
Uh-huh.
It happened multiple times.
Okay.
But I was trying to push to pull away from remote, but
Uh-huh.
instead it's fine.
Spin out. All right. Well, William, is there anything you want to say to the fans that have been watching you race today?
No.
No. All right. Well, William, thank you for being with us today, tonight in this race, and I hope to talk to you again in the next race, as before, actually.
Yep.
All right. And that has been absolutely everything today. In front of you, you can see the Division 1 classification in the race. Remote finishing in Mercedes in P1, Mooner P2 for Haas, Gibbo P3 for Red Bull, Crossrock P4 for Alpine, William P5 Aston Martin, Samuel P6 for McLaren, Bakanda Harkos P7 for Haas, and P8, P9, P10 are not qualified, not finished the race. Fastest lap goes to Samuel in the McLaren in lap 26, 1:29.0. Driver of the day is William Talbot in the Aston Martin car. Oh my. This has been a great race, fabulous race. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I wish you all a good night, and I hope to see you everyone in the next